Okay, good morning, welcome back. It's now Sunday morning, and in fact it looks like we're going to stay one extra day and leave on Monday because it looks like there's going to be a lot of traffic today going back up past Lake Garda, so I think we'll just leave it, which means I can get on with doing some work this morning, and we can go watch the football this afternoon. Italy is playing again. So I'm going to go in, get straight back stuck in where we left off yesterday, which is in the loo, get the second piece of plasterboard up and try and plasterboard the niche. It's going to be pretty difficult to do any time-lapse or film in there because it is very tight. And I'm also going to try and wire up the lights once I've got the extractor fan on so that we can test that. Bottom piece screwed in, top piece held in place. And here are our holes for the niche. I'm going to cut that out now. And maybe, if I'm lucky, we can use the piece I've cut out as the back plate. That will be quite useful. Okay, ta-da! So that went really well, just running the jigsaw up against the side. So the back panel then slotted into the back, which means that they're pretty much the same size, which is what we were hoping for. So now it's just the niche bits. We're going to measure that up, hopefully have a bit of off-cut that'll do that nicely, get everything screwed together and then go and wire up the lights. There's the hole for the extractor fan. The niche is missing one side, but I think as soon as I don't want to sacrifice a piece of plasterboard for that, so the next thing I have to trim down, I'll take that piece out and screw it in, but I think it looks great. Going to try and pan slowly or even zoom out. So we've got a lovely niche there where we can have some potpourri or some loo rolls. The very, very shiny controls, which are going to look terrible probably every couple of days. We might have to look at getting a different set that won't have so many finger marks on it. And our extractor fan, which now needs wiring in. And here is the great part of having left the shower side open, is I was able to drill through from this side, so I didn't hit anything. We've got all our cables, we're going to trim that down, set it up, screw it on, put the pipe on. All of that's really easy from here. And then when everything is 100% sorted and the toilet works, then we'll deal with the shower. Okay, so wiring this in is very simple. We've got LNS, live, neutral and switch. So that's the switched live. And then down here, we've got H, F and T. So the H one sets it so that it'll go off automatically with humidity, and T with a timer. Now, because it's a loo, humidity isn't going to be the trigger. It will be the light switch, and then it'll stay on for a couple of minutes or seconds. We can set that at any time after you turn the light switch off. So I need to run the cable just underneath there through the wall, and then up into that, and put those 3 wires into there. Okay, it's up there. Here's our switch. We have light. Fan comes on. The light is more than sufficient for using the loo. We turn it off. It starts blinking. It's now on its timer mode. And we should give it just a couple of seconds. And it should turn off because I set the timer quite low. That's something I'll just have to adjust and see. So 4 screws in there, put the pipe on the back, and that will just suck air out of here and blow it straight up out of the attic. So that's pretty good. I'm really very happy with this. There we go. It's off, so everything works perfectly. Over to the shower side. Same process, 2 lights. Look at that. So this is open to the room with the windows and things. So I haven't put in an extractor, but I've provisioned it there so it could go straight up. But I think it should be fine with the room. We'll see. This has started leaking very slightly, but it's just off the Teflon here. It's just coming off there, so it's not any of the pipe work, and nothing that won't have to be fixed anyway. So yeah, everything looks really very, very good. Okay, well after that successful finish up there, I'm going to do a big tidy now, organise everything, sweep everything up, so that next time I can get stuck straight back in without having to faff about and look for stuff. There we go, door back on, swept up in front, so open the door. As you come in here from the living room, you just kind of walk in, light on, do your loo thing. Put the seat, I haven't attached it, but I just put it on there, so it looks how it will look. And all of this will then just be jointed and then rendered once with that micro cement like we did in the little shower room. We're going to polish up the floor and put a skirting board around here. I think it'll need that, definitely. Get some nice trim here around the door, but this is just, once that's plastered in, it won't look strange at all. We could then still, in the future, if we want to, think about closing it all the way off there, but I don't think I will. It doesn't bother me much, and it's supposed to be more of an ensuite than anything else. So there we go. Really, really very happy with that. I'm still, adjusting to do on the door and all of this outside plasterboard, but really excellent progress. I do like this door. It fits. Obviously, these are a little bit plainer. These very, very old doors, and I really want to keep them. I'm going to have them all off, stripped, repaired and repainted, or I'm going to have them. I will be stripping them and repainting them and repairing them, and I'll even be trying to keep the locks if I can oil them up and get rid of the rust, because they're original doors. But this is as close as we're going to get. It's obviously a little bit higher than the original door, so you don't have to bang your head when you go to the loo, but still, no, it's great. Okay, well, not perfect, but much better. The plasterboard needs to be laid flat so it doesn't get bendy. It looks like I might have overdone it slightly on the plasterboard, but hey. So next time we can close up everything and get going on the ceiling. Take the paint off these big beams and then get everything that's loose plaster off while we're at it, so that we can replaster the whole room. And I think it's going to look excellent. There's a lot of work left to do, but I'm really happy with that. And it's left still, a really good sized room. I think it'll be fabulous when it's done. So no regrets at all on, I can't remember what this was, plan 2, A, B. Anyway, thank you all for your comments and for helping along. It's very good. It's very good. There's much more metal than there needs to be there, but it is, it's good stuff. Someone asked how these rails are held together. They're punched together. I have like a little hole punch that sort of makes a hole and bends the two bits of metal around together so that it's flush when you screw onto, and then obviously screwing things together holds the rest of it together. Yeah, so there we go. I mean, I just popped the shower tray in so that that's lying flat as well. So you can see what that'll look like. There's a shower. I do like the lights. It's hard to tell. Oops. I foamed up the corner just now. So you see the excess foam just running down the wall. That'll all be cut off. And that is dusty enough still on the floor, so that won't stick. But that'll hold and give me something to plaster onto for the corner when we start plastering up. It is making a bit of a mess, unfortunately. There we go. That was just me being slightly overzealous on the foam. So it's all very positive. Really happy with that. I think this is going to be a really nice shower. It's already a nice loo. It's not a Financial Times sized loo for reading the full sheet newspaper, but I don't think there are any newspapers who make full sheet newspapers anymore, and plenty of room set in there with your iPad or iPhone. So there we go. I'm now going to sit about and relax for an hour or so, and then I'm going to go and get the car and pack everything into the car that we're taking back to Innsbruck with us. And by then it'll be shower time and off to the football. So there we go. I was just going to turn the lock around because I had the keyhole in the top and the lever in the bottom. And this is a completely reversible door, so it's identical top to bottom. You can put it left opening, right opening, depending on how you hang it. And the lock goes along with that. And I thought this was brilliant. Look at this. All you have to do is push here. Not so easy one-handed, but... Oh no, it's not. Sorry, wrong side. Push here, where it says push. And then the lock comes out just a little bit further. And then you can just turn it like that. And push it back in and you're done. Very clever stuff. Okay, time to go and get the bus and start loading up for tomorrow. So you got some empty bottles to take back for the consigne, the fund, and just our baggage. We'll need the pushchair this evening and some other stuff, but make it quicker loading up tomorrow. So the car is parked down at the bottom of the village. I'm going to take you a slightly different route than I did last summer and show you a couple of things on the way. So today we're going to go through here. Fortunately my gimbal has no batteries. Now this, believe it or not, used to be the village school. In here, just imagine kids looking out of the window, wondering what time they could get off and go and do other things. There's some steel girders sort of holding what's left of it halfway together, but there are big trees growing in it, and I think it will eventually come down. I always feel a bit weary about walking underneath it, but these arches have been here for so many hundreds and hundreds of years, and it takes quite a lot to get rid of them. Still, you know, smack in the middle of town, a ruin like this, prime location. Would actually be a prime location for me to park my cars if it ever did fall down. But like everywhere else, it's well lit. All of these passageways, look, there's our terrace up there, the paddling pool, and the neighbour's barn. As we keep going down, I haven't got my gimbal with me today, unfortunately. The battery's died on it. I didn't bring the right charging cable. Number 25. You imagine being a postman here. If you don't know where every house is, you're never going to get the post delivered. And I must honestly say that I've only had one letter since we bought the house, because most of the post obviously is sent directly to us in Austria. But I've never seen a postman. This house always amuses me, sort of hidden away under here with a lovely terrace, but under this huge arch. Quite special, really, these stairs that go back up. So apparently these stones with holes in them, which there are lots all the way along, and we have some off our terrace, and they're pretty much everywhere. They were used to hold the scaffolding in place while the buildings were being built all those years ago. The chestnut trees are very, very slowly beginning to bloom, to blossom, bloom. Not quite sure what the right word there is. Look at this little tin garage hidden down here. Don't imagine there's a car in it, but there might be. And there's the bus. There's another wash basin, but this one only fills with rainwater. So as you can see, not much rain happening recently. It's not like the other one that's permanently run from a source. So into the car, up the hill, fill it up with luggage and empty beer bottles, and then bring it back and park it here for the night.
centrale e Hooker, che è quello che ha più presenza in questa nazionale sul centro-sinistra.